This is the entrance to the Bristol Community College, which was first used, this new campus was first used in the January of 1973, and the area was basically very similar to that which you see now, treed, wooded, but with some open areas where there had been some dumping and a few old homes. More recently, in later years, a new entrance was established for the college, which is right here, and there's the first sign you see when you come down Ellsbury Street, and then you turn right off Ellsbury Street and onto the campus. And that's the entrance now, the official entrance to the college. This is the direction you look when you come onto the campus, going down this driveway, and you can either go straight ahead to further parking in other parts of the campus, or you can turn left. And as you turn left, the first building with the big Bristol Community College sign on it is the maintenance building. That's where the power plant for the campus is and where the various electrical and other apparatus move on to campus. Just to the left of the power plant, you'll begin to see some parking lots where there are some cars parked here today. They're going through registration for the fall term. And the next building to it is the administration building, which I've had the good fortune to have named after me. And then as you pan further to the left and across the top of the cars, you come to the health technology building. The Health Technology Building was planned as such when it was initially planned. The administration building was a general building which was moved and changed into a administration building after President Farley came to the college. They needed a place for general administration, and it looked like the administration building itself would not be built for some time, so that became the administration building, and it was renovated and remodeled by Dean Parker Fredericks and his staff, and it became a very, very effective administration center. The building then to the left that you can just barely see is the business technologies, and we'll get a better shot of that later. That's the last building to have been built. Okay. We have moved further east along that main drive onto the campus. These parking lots were added in the plan, later in the planning, and are used to facilitate parking for people coming onto the campus, both for the classrooms, but also for the humanities building, which we will see currently. Well signed, and there are instructions and directional signs pretty much all over campus. They've done a fine job of doing that as time has gone along, and so it's easy to find your way around the location. This sign tells you where the buildings are that are within the area covered by this parking lot. Within it, we have the art, music, and dramatic areas of the college. The high structure towards the back of the building is where the various stage props and things go. It is considered to be one of the finest college auditorium in New England. Very, very finely designed. We used people from both outside the campus and on campus to help us in those plans. The auditorium itself also has a very fine, two fine lecture halls in the upper portion of it. We tried to make this campus one in which we could do many things on it and use it for different functions. There are several art rooms, several music areas, and general classrooms. Nice foyer. A lot of community events for the college are carried on in there. It was a second phase building, and one which we badly needed. It has become a center for the activities in the area, city dramatic groups, speakers, a variety of people come and use this particular building. It was one for which we fought hard, and we were fortunate to get it. You can just see in the background as we pan the science building, and we'll get a better look at it a little later. Now we're going across what is kind of a large commons area, grass area. We've always tried to make the campus open for people. You'll notice that there are areas that one can sit under the trees, have lunches. We use that a lot. Community groups come in. There's football, soccer played out here in the grass fields by people in the area. And now you're looking toward the Learning Resource Center. It was my philosophy and belief that the library should be the center of the campus, and so we put it in the middle of the campus. And our Learning Resources Center includes not only our print materials, but also our audio-visual materials. It is a center for our closed-circuit TV operations on campus, and it is also the center for our paging system, which we installed in each of the buildings, so that we don't have to have a lot of blackboards and things like that with notices on them. We use a paging system using the same general wire structure that you use for TV to let people know what's going on campus for paging individuals. That idea came to me while I was sitting one night in a bus station in New York City waiting for my daughter to come in, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to handle communications on a dispersed campus. And I suddenly realized we'd use the same way that we get information about buses. I came back, and our Director of the Learning Resources Center, Mr. Richard Sobel, went out and got information, and we instituted that in the college here. It has been copied in several other locations around the area since we put it in. Far down, as you continue to pan, is the engineering building, and we'll take a better look. All the water flows from here down towards the college lake, which we'll see later. We're now moving into taking another look at the health technology buildings. This particular wing over here is where we have our nursing and our...
Hi, excuse me.
People come onto it for a variety of reasons. And the young lady that we just talked with was interested in finding her way to the maintenance plant. So we were able to direct her, and now we're back taking a look at the campus again. As I was mentioning, the health technology buildings, our associate degree nursing program is located in there. Our dental hygiene program is located in there, and our child care program is located in that building. And again, it has access to the outdoors for child care, and we get a lot of use of this particular area. This is the auditorium stage area. It is set up today for a meeting of the Fall River Public Schools Administration crew, and they're currently taking a break. You'll only see the lower level of the auditorium because the upper area is shut off by movable, portable barriers, but at least you can get some idea about the building itself. Along the lower area on the right-hand side is where the technical services are directed. So your lighting, your sound, all of that is controlled behind those glass windows. I'm not sure how good this is going to take, but we thought while we were in the building we'd at least take a shot at it. But there's a way into the building, and you can see some people who are at that Fall River administrative group are now walking towards the camera and going inside. This was planned, I think beautiful plan by the architects. We worked very carefully with them. The stairwell leads up to the second floor where there are more classrooms, and also the entry into the upstairs areas of the auditorium. It's a usable building, it's been a good building, and we've gotten a lot of use. To move counterclockwise around the campus, we're looking out to the east here at the parking lots that sit in behind the Humanities Center and the Science Building. Just to the east of that, behind that row of trees, is Route 24, which connects Interstate 195 with Boston. As we continue to pan going south, we are now hitting the Science Building. On this wing of the Science Building is the observatory inside, which we planned and which is very, very fine, up-to-date observatory. That primarily is a classroom building today. Half of the spaces are used for general classrooms. But when it was originally planned, it was planned for 4 general science, 3 physics, 3 chemistry, and 3 biology labs. The medical laboratory technology program is also in that particular building, and as we are now panning facing almost directly north, you see the place where we grow plants, things like that for our biology department, a greenhouse sitting there. Just behind the greenhouse, as you continue pan, you'll see the Commonwealth Center, and that's where our college center, that's where our meeting services are, dining services, inviting students. teach a class in cooking, and various things of that nature. The bookstore is in there. Also the student services offices in there. Student activities, counseling, guidance, admissions, registration, all are located in that building. As the camera continues to pan, you see 3 flags at the top of the flagpoles. They represent left the North American flag, in the middle is the state of Massachusetts, and the flag on the right is the Bristol Community College flag. In behind that is the lake, which was formed when the college was built to help control the flow of waters from the hills, both on this campus and around us, to the city's water supply, which is over east of here, north of Hudnall Pond. We're now beginning to zero in on the Learning Resources Center more closely, and as you can see, again, it's centered right in the middle of the campus. It's a 2-story affair, with the main story being primarily the library, the print materials, the upper story being the AV, audiovisual kinds of materials. Also, there are a couple of classrooms in that building also, including one in the basement. You get a little better view now of the area that sits right in front of the Learning Resources Center. And again, you can see where they have put in benches and food areas where people can eat, read, just enjoy outside. On very, very hot days in the summer when the air conditioning may not be working as well as it should, straight east, and the last major pathway on the north side of the campus. To the left, as he pans, is the College Center, Commonwealth Center, and as you can see, it's a 2-floor structure. The upper windows lead into the counseling and related activities for the students in the college, and then as he pans left, you see the cafeteria and the eating areas that we have in the college. The north side of the building looks out, big glass windows look out on the pond, which, as I mentioned before, was formed in order to provide for a flow of water from the hills through the natural area down into the North Hudnall Pond. This was a difficult thing to plan. The structure right here in front, the sort of reflection pool and the water that goes out into the lake, we had problems maintaining it for a while, but they redid it, and it now seems to be holding pretty well. Students could go down there and sit. A bridge was put across connecting the upper area of the land, and then far to the north on the other side of the pond is a walking area where people walk as an exercise activity. There's a regular activity route that's planned around the lake. As we continue to pan to the left, heading west, we have the engineering building. Bristol Community College, in addition to Springfield Technical Community College, have been the 2 community colleges in the state that have emphasized engineering-related technologies as well as engineering transfer programs. This building was planned so that there would be adequate space for electricity, electronics, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, related fields. There are a variety of multiple-use classrooms in there, and it has become the center for the computer operations of the campus. And as you continue to pan left, we find ourselves looking out again on the parking lots to the left and some tree areas. The architects and the builders made every effort here to retain as many natural trees and natural areas as they could as they built the campus, and then the college staff and the architects and plant people have done additional work putting trees and foliage and bushes in since the campus was planned. This building here, the engineering building, which we just passed, is one of the 4 oldest buildings on campus. It was planned side of the Commonwealth Center now. Taking a look at the view that one has if they were inside the building looking north out at the lake. As the camera moves from right to left, That bridge right in front of you, that wooden bridge, goes across the way the water flows down to what's up a pond. I believe there is some kind of a dam or lock in there that controls the flow of water so that we can keep a supply of water in the lake, and yet when it gets to be too full, it flows through that and down to the pond. This, you can see as you continue to go, you'll see signs that show stops in the walk and exercise path that is constructed around the lake. And as you continue to go along, you find areas where in peak seasons, in the fall and the spring, we have Canadian geese on the lake and in the area. This is not a good time for them in this location, but they are here a part of the year. Again, if you hear noise in the background, those are trucks and cars going along Route 24, which is just to the east of the campus. We continue to pan north. That 60 to 70 acres that is north of that lake has not been used for much as yet. One of the reasons that we have an extended campus is because we have so much more land in our campus than many of the community colleges. So instead of going to a tight 25 or 30 acre activity, we attempted to make use of the full amount of land that was provided for us by the state and by the city of Fall River. Again, there's a lot of land out there which can be used for some time or another. Possible uses might be in the future, stadia, other kinds of buildings, community center activities. And as he continues to move the camera to the left, he's now heading north and heading more towards the west. He is coming upon the tennis courts and the basketball courts, which are provided for community use as well as college use. They're lit, they're outdoor courts, and they're used extensively during spring, summer, and the fall, and the extent to which weather permits in the winter also. This whole area is used by people for relaxation, recreation, and the campus has many people on it on the weekends, simply relaxing and enjoying the setting. The architects and the people on the staff who worked on this, I think, did an excellent job in designing and modifying and making this a more comfortable campus as we went along. And now on the edge of the camera, as we'll be seeing the engineering building on the pathway. Side of the campus now, looking north towards the engineering building, which I've described before. Again, a two-story structure holding both math labs, engineering laboratories, and is currently the Center for the Educational Opportunity Center, which is a program helping people become better equipped to handle collegiate level work for those who didn't have the background in math or English or one of the other basic subject areas, social sciences and science, for example. As the camera then moves to the right, in the background, we're the College Center coming into view. As we move along, we'll see a service truck. The pathways and the roads inside the campus are for surface trucks and college vehicles only. Car and automobile transportation is not permitted on the campus. The campus was also planned for handicapped people so that they can move all over campus. All buildings have at least one elevator in which handicapped people can use if they need it. There's access from each of the parking lots onto campus on ramps, so that the campus is truly equipped for the handicapped, and in fact it was planned that way even before the state required services for the handicapped. The Learning Resources Center is now on the camera, and as it pans and moves to the right, the camera moves right, we will come to the Business Technology Building, which was the last building to be built, having been completed about 2 years ago. Additional buildings are planned for the campus, but just when there will be money to complete them, I do not know. Again, you'll notice that there are a lot of trees on the campus, and the grounds are beautiful, and it's a peaceful campus in the view of the Business Technology Building. Within this building are our secretarial science programs and the business and accounting, management, administration classes. As I mentioned before, this was the last building which has been completed about 2 years ago, and at its completion, then all of the academic programs were moved to this campus, including the Educational Opportunity Center. Prior to that time, the business program and the EOC programs and some other limited programs were carried on the Durfee campus, where we will have shots possibly at a later date. We're now facing directly east, and the health tech building comes back into view, and the first wing you see there is the wing that houses the nursing, and then behind it the dental hygiene laboratories. As you move further right, you see more of their offices in this building. The child care center is in this building. The college provides daycare services for members of the faculty and also for students and other people in the community. This is done through a cooperative arrangement with a local daycare operation in the city. And as you move further over, you'll see a fenced-in area, which is where the kids come out and play, the very, very young ones, as a part of the operation. And as you continue to go over, you'll see one of the college's guard shacks. And these shacks are really there to help people to handle the movement of traffic, etc., around campus on rainy and cloudy days, bad days. And one of the students who's working for the campus as a patrolman. The south side of the Health Technologies building is a playground where the little youngsters from the daycare and child care program play on nice days. And they're out there today seemingly having a very, very good. This is one of the programs that the college began to serve the people in the region, and it has been very, very popular. Child care workers have gone out from this college and worked all over New England and into the Midwest. It's been an exceptionally fine program handled by exceptionally fine people. The actual training of the child care workers, and then this particular installation was an outgrowth of that particular program. The building in behind this is the Hudnall Administration Building, which was named after President Hudnall and me when I retired from the college in December of 1981. The campus, this building was originally planned as a large open area building. The cafeterias and the lounges for the beginning of the new campus were here initially. As the college grew and as it became apparent the administration building would not be built for a while, President Farley, the second president of the campus, and the Dean of Administration, Parker Fredericks, went to work and remodeled this building so that it could serve as an administration center, which it serves in that role at the present time. It's a good functioning building, the continuing education, the Dean of Academic Affairs, the Dean of Administration, in addition to the President's offices and conference rooms are in this particular building. Also admissions is located, and financial aid is located in this building. As the campus grows and as it changes, of course, things move from place to place. And the buildings were built as much as possible with some large open areas so that things could be used in different ways as the need progressed. The college has become a leader in the training of people in robotics. And of course, when we started the campus, robotics was something that was out on the horizon somewhere. So it has been a interesting period of 20-some years that the campus the college has grown and changed, and it has been a real joy to be a part of that for a period of time. Some of the people who worked hard to make this role, of course, are many of the members of the regular faculty and the division chairpersons. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Dean of Administration, Dean Parker Fredericks, at the time, Dean of Faculty, Basil Castaldi, who had a strong background in academic planning and building, as well as in other areas of educational administration, our Dean of Students, Leo Elias, and several of the people in the area, such as Betty Ann Metz, who had a real expertise and an interest in the humanities and other areas. Wilner in art, the engineering people, including Tony Mercurio and Fred Hannick and many others. I can't name them all now at this time, but this was a jointly planned activity, and about the only role that I played as president was to establish an original philosophy and to set some guidelines on which I wanted the campus built. And Mr. Sobel did an outstanding job of turning the library into a fully comprehensive learning resource center, and it just goes on and on and on. I just can't name everybody who worked thing. This painting, which hangs in the administration building, was done by my wife, Ann, and it was nice of the college to put it where it is, and I certainly appreciate the honor of being the namesake for this building. It's been a real pleasure and an honor for me. And if you just pan a little left of that picture, you'll find the College Information Center and the Telephone Center, where Dolores Zimbro, who's been with the college for a number of years, is at her desk. And the map of the campus is right below where she sits. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Sure. Well, no. No. I'm doing this for the college. I was the first president here.
Yeah, I noticed it.
And when I was here, and we never thought about it, we never really took any kind of a series of pictures of the campus which described how it progressed and how it was built and why it was built the way it was built. And so I'm retired now, and I'm living not too far from here in Philadelphia. So we thought we'd come back and start the process of trying to develop something. The plan of the campus as it was originally designed by the architectural firm of Drummond, Mosane, and Anderson. And in it you will notice that many of the things which we talked about did in fact find themselves as they developed the campus. We're looking here from Route 24 heading towards Ellsbury Street. To the left is the south side of the campus, and to the right is the north side, or the lake. The buildings, as they have been built, are fairly closely aligned to this particular plan, which was actually the second campus plan of the campus, and one which was initiated once we'd started building the campus. This building here in the foreground and to the left is the Humanities Center, where the art, music, and dramatic areas in the auditorium is. Directly across, that building in front there has not been built yet. That was the building that was originally planned as an administration building. The maintenance building in the power plant sits behind it. Right here is the administration building currently, formerly the building that we use for general kinds of activities, and it was planned in the long run so that it could be easily modified to whatever was necessary. A pathway goes across the ground and into the health technologies building. And people using the upstairs of this building who wish to have to get up there handicapped, the elevators in this building, and they flow across to the second floor here. This building, the most recent one, is the one we talked about towards the end of our discussion. That's the business technology building. This building here has not been built yet. This is the physical education plant and also contains space for a swimming pool, natatorium, and just when that will be built, no one here at the college currently knows as far as I know. This building here is the engineering building, one of the first ones built. The College Center here, which we've seen in our plans, was in the second phase of development. This building here is a combination of science building and classroom building. Only the science laboratory areas have been built. The next building to be financed and built, as I understand it, currently will be the classroom building, which attaches to the engineering building and to the and it attaches right here at the end next to the observatory planetarium area. And this, of course, in the middle is the Learning Resource Center, which, as I indicated, was at the center of the campus. Again, you will see that there is no vehicular traffic flow through the campus, although it is possible for college vehicles and emergency vehicles. All the parking lots are outside of the campus, and people move onto the campus from those parking lots. The lake, as I indicated, was planned to handle runoff from here and from there and over there, and then it comes and flows down through here and over to the pond. You can see some original planning for play fields, basketball courts, baseball fields. That has been modified so that we will have only basketball courts and tennis courts out along here, plus the little run around the lake. This pretty much shows you a large portion of the 106 acres, 105 acres that was originally provided for the college. There's still a little bit, I think, up at that end that does not show on this model. There are no plans, as far as I know of, for the use of that space up there at this time. These parking lots, of course, here, left, they were never able to complete Langley Street through, and so with that, they changed the entrance to here, and so those lots are no longer there, and they moved them into this area in here. And the main idea was to have a nice view of the Learning Resource Center, which we consider to be the center and the most important function on the campus because everything flows in and out of there knowledge and learning wise.